Welcome back to Disagreement Day highlights. There's more. Well, Peter doesn't have any character development. There's the fact that he has
Spider-Man, how much character development do you really need?
Alright, I think we can end it off right there. There's no fucking way you just said that.
I mean, it's Peter Parker. I mean, what character? It's like the same thing. Like I want to watch Uncle Ben die for like the 19th time. What I already know, like his backstory. What character development I need besides of like what his mission goal is? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking a legitimate question.
This is going to be two arguments, one regarding Spider-Man No Way Home and the other regarding Spider-Man Far From Home. With the No Way Home version, it's talking about how Green Goblin is out of character and character assassinated, how Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was nerfed, as well as Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man being out of character. With the Far From Home argument, it's about me bringing up how Peter was character assassinated in Spider-Man Far From Home. For context, here's the two videos that both me and SK made, and people are coming on to debate about our criticisms of the movies in these debates. The next Disagreement Day will be September 26th, Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to join. I would appreciate it if you guys would either become a channel member or support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Channel members will get access to my videos early. And without further ado, here are the two debates.
So this is Far From Home.
Yep. So what is your disagreement and tell me why?
Okay, so one of the disagreements is the Far From Home character assassination thing.
Okay.
I think it's mostly mostly misunderstanding of what the movie is trying to do with Peter's character.
Okay, so what are they trying to do?
Well, they're trying to establish that Peter had self-doubt in himself, and he grows from that self-doubt by the end of the movie.
That's great. There's a way you can tell that story, and the way Far From Home tells it is terrible. He's willing to he doesn't care about the rest of the world about to die. He's happy that he doesn't have to help. No, don't say it's not what happens, because that is what happens.
He does care.
He doesn't.
He just doesn't trust his abilities.
He literally is happy that he doesn't have to help. That doesn't come across as someone who cares.
He's happy that he doesn't have to deal with it because he's under pressure. The whole thing is that he has self-doubt in himself.
Do you realize what the stakes are of that?
Yeah, and he thinks a god is more equipped to deal with it than him.
Yeah, but those gods are not available. I have no problem with Peter asking if other people can help that are more equipped to handle the job. That's fine. The problem is those people aren't available. Peter's world is about to end, including himself, and he doesn't do anything, and he's happy that he doesn't have to do anything.
It's not. He does do something.
He doesn't want to, and he was about to not do anything until Nick Fury essentially forced him.
He was in a period where he had basically his spider sense wasn't working.
Okay.
First of all, his spider sense wasn't working.
The rest of his powers are working just fine, and he has a bulletproof suit.
I'm not dead. His mentors just died. He's been dead for 5 years, and he's basically, his entire thing is basically, I think there's multiple more powerful characters in the universe who are in a better mental state than mine that can deal with this.
That's great. Where are they?
He mentions them.
Yeah, where are they?
They're off-world, but then that's after that he deals with it.
No. He was about to not deal with it. He was about to continue his vacation.
That's not true.
Do you have a response to that, or?
He deals with it. By the end of the movie, he deals with everything.
That's great. It's still character assassination that he doesn't want to help with the end of the world when there's nobody else
even
that
the first
can help.
confrontation, with Mysterio duping and faking, he basically outshines him. So he sees him as better than himself. He sees a lot of these characters as better than himself.
Okay.
That's why he loses his powers. He has self-doubt.
What are you talking about? You're not okay. Yeah. That's great. Go at what my criticism is instead of repeating.
Your criticism is wrong.
You're repeating the same thing that doesn't actually detract from my criticism. There is nobody else available. You said, hold on, stop. You said that he's trying to get other people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those other people aren't available, right? I just told you I don't care that he asked for other people to help that are more equipped to handle the job. That's fine. I don't care about that. The problem is those people aren't available, and Peter doesn't want to help with the end of the world, which he and everyone he loves will die from. And he's happy that he doesn't have to do that. I don't care that he eventually comes around to it. The fact of the matter is, he left and was about to continue his vacation until Nick Fury essentially forced him into the situation and wouldn't stop fucking with him until he complied.
He said he he was not willing to do it because it risked his identity. Not that he didn't want to do
so
it
his
at
identity
all.
is more important than his life?
After the heroes,
You're saying the lives of a billion strangers are more important than my secret identity?
Also, if he cared so much about his identity, why did he help with the water monster? Why did he take his mask off during the water monster?
because he found another
Why
mask.
does he do it in a public bar?
He took his mask off during the fight. What do you mean he found another mask?
He did.
No, he didn't. He had no mask on.
He found another mask.
Where did he find the other mask after he took it off?
He found like a different mask and he put it on later on.
Yeah, and he took that off in the middle of the fight. I brought that up in the video.
No, most people were not even looking.
That doesn't matter to Spider-Man. There's news cameras. There's cameras around the city. There's people around the city. Anybody could see his face. He takes his mask off for no reason. Hello?
Yeah. He doesn't take for no reason.
What's the reason?
He gets the disguise, he puts the mask on, and he goes to save the people.
Yeah, and he takes that mask
Like,
off in the
it's
middle
right
of the fight.
where he is. So he's gonna go and save those people.
Why does he need to take the mask off for that?
He doesn't take the mask.
He does take the mask off. It happens. Do you want me to pull up the scene?
Sure.
Okay.
Plan.
Let me just pull up my video. Because, I mean, you clearly just didn't pay attention to it or watch it. But he has the mask on, takes it off for no reason, doesn't put it back on. Do you have a defense? Do you have something?
He saw Mysterio
Okay.
handling the situation better than he did.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because going back to him not wanting to deal with the responsibility of the multiverse stuff with the elementals, he also knows that Mysterio is there.
Okay.
I mean, he thinks he's also better than him,
Okay.
which is why he doesn't feel equipped to do it.
That goes back to the criticism that I said earlier that you still haven't responded to. They are going to Peter for help, meaning they need his help. They want his help.
Yeah, in case you forgot,
confident.
in case you forgot about the line, Mysterio verbatim says, "I was part of the last battalion trying to stop them, so he failed. That's why his world got destroyed."
And he had help, which is what that implies. And he still failed.
Yeah, but he still outperformed him.
It doesn't matter. He still failed.
Yeah, he's saying we could use someone like you on my world. So he thinks that someone like Spider-Man would be helpful. Is that, like, not worth entertaining or, trying to work with him on?
He doesn't see himself even close to Mysterio or even close.
Why did he help before then? Well, even then, why did he help before? Why did he literally say to him, "Hey, I can help, let me help"? Why did he say that?
Because it was right where he was.
Okay, this is going to be
in
right
the world
where
that'll get destroyed.
Huh?
He's in the world that will get destroyed if the fire elemental succeeds.
Yeah, and he doesn't see himself as like defending the entire Earth.
He doesn't see himself worthy enough to live.
Mysterio,
He doesn't see Aunt May worthy enough to live. He doesn't see MJ enough to live.
Yeah, what
Okay.
about his loved ones?
No. He sees other heroes being able to do it better than he can.
That's great. Those heroes aren't available. And Mysterio needs help.
Mysterio.
Mysterio needs help. He failed last time. And he had an army with him.
He doesn't mention.
He literally
What's the
says,
thing?
I was a part of the last battalion on my Earth, trying to fight back against it, and we lost.
It doesn't change the fact that he still outperformed him. That he still.
I don't care that he outperforms him. I care that the world's about to end.
But
Mysterio needs help, and Peter doesn't want to do anything. What is not computing here?
Because
Iron Man
doesn't see himself as a
outperforms.
help.
Hang on, I just want to. Maybe this will help out in the progression of the conversation. Iron Man outperforms Spider-Man, but he still helped him in Infinity War.
You can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there is no neighborhood.
Exactly.
He says that before he dies.
What does him dying have to do with anything?
Dude,
So he wants to die again.
Yeah, he's gonna die again!
The events that happen after he says that line literally are him dying and then being dead for 5 years and then
Right,
coming
so he
back.
doesn't want to die again.
Yeah, this time he's
We
gonna
agree.
die again and it's gonna be permanent this time. So will everyone on the planet.
MJ dies.
The only
Aunt May dies. Ned dies.
Which is
their
extremely
families
disrespectful. Which
die.
is extremely disrespectful to Tony Stark's sacrifice, by the way.
Oh yeah, that means Tony sacrificed himself for nothing at that point.
Just so Peter could not help.
Peter does help by the end of the movie. The whole point is
doesn't
him
matter.
trusting his abilities and helping. And
He
by
should
the
have
end of
done
the
it from
movie,
the beginning. That's the problem.
the reason
If
is
Nick Fury
self-doubt.
if Nick
That's why he
Fury had
loses his
let him
powers.
off,
That's
if
why
Nick Fury had let him
that's
off,
how,
he
that's why he loses powers. That's why he gets them
he
back,
lost spider sense. That's
because
it.
he loses that self-doubt. He realizes these heroes that he looks up to are not perfect,
What the fuck
and
does that have to
that's
do
how he
with
That
saves
it?
the
doesn't
day. That's how he,
address the initial point. The initial point we're making is that he shouldn't say no at all. Once he realizes there's no other heroes and that Mysterio lost to this thing that can destroy the world, that can kill him, Aunt May, MJ, Ned, everybody else happy, and Tony literally died to save this world. Like, yeah, there's no reason for him to try to refuse at that point. He says, "Well, my Aunt May will kill me." He's lying. He's lying to get out of saving the entire world from getting destroyed.
he is
That's
not lying.
not Spider-Man, especially this version.
What he's saying, some of the things he's saying there are completely true. When it comes to
No, that's a lie.
what,
I just proved to you that's a lie. Saying Aunt May would
how,
kill him is a lie
no,
because
not
she
him
packed
killing him.
food.
I'm talking about
Yeah, so he's
him
lying.
seeing him full suited in the exact same area again. That's what, and
Why
then
did he suit
he
up to
does
begin
work,
with
and then
then?
he makes a
Why did
new
he suit
suit.
up to begin with in front of? Because
Right,
he did
monkey.
that anyway on the boat where
He
anyone
didn't
could
suit
see.
up. He didn't suit up.
He did. He
He
did. He
didn't.
was on the boat, remember? When he gave
He
him
didn't
the
suit up.
glasses. What do you mean he didn't suit up?
He wasn't in his regular Spider-Man colors.
He was. Like, we can pull up the scene.
When Nick Fury takes him to their secret headquarters, he's in his homecoming suit.
Yeah, he puts that on to go there
Okay, why?
because it's a hero meeting.
Yeah, but his identity, right?
Yeah, but he's not in public.
He is in public. What are you talking about?
That's literally public. You're on a boat where anybody from the buildings can see. That's public.
I thought you were talking about the meeting beforehand.
No, he's in his suit on the way there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have to bring this up from Kronos. He made a really good point. He said, "I'd like to note that when Peter comes back in Endgame, he describes it as blacking out and is not shaken by it in any way, even being willing to carry the Infinity Gauntlet with all 6 stones." That is a great point. He was willing to carry this very dangerous thing that Thanos and everybody else was after.
But how is that correlate?
What?
Oh my god.
How's that correlate?
Because it doesn't matter how like high the odds are stacked against him, he would still do something.
Yeah.
Dude, he was directly put in that situation, so of course he's gonna do that.
And he's
directly put in the
And
destruction of the
all
world.
before Tony dies too.
What?
He's going to. I don't think you understand. He's going to die too. You get that, right?
You realize that he's actually has the ability to fix these problems later on in the movie.
No. I don't care. That is irrelevant to what's being talked about when he was literally gonna do nothing until Nick Fury again essentially forced him.
Yeah, 100%.
But
He
you
came to
shouldn't
his
have
own
to.
decision.
He didn't come to his own decision. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, he did.
Okay, sure. What was his own decision?
His own decision was that he is able, while he's not perfect, he is able, as a hero, to fight.
Uh-huh. And before that,
And
what was he
defeats-
gonna do?
and
If
defeats
Nick Fury
Mysterio,
never moved there, if Nick Fury...
gets the Fire Stones back, which is a huge,
Stop
which is
talking.
a
Stop
huge
talking.
thing
Stop
for him to
talking.
even
Stop
do.
talking. Stop talking. If Nick Fury never moved his field trip, what was he going to do?
He was going to go to Mysterio.
No, he wasn't. He literally says, "I'm happy I don't have to go to Prague."
So he was happy the world's gonna die.
All right, bro.
No, he was happy if another hero were to come and do something instead of
Who
him. 'Cause
wasn't
he has
enough last
self-doubt.
time. Again,
He's
we've
under
just
pressure.
addressed.
The whole thing,
Mysterio
the whole
wait,
said
movie
he's
is about him
happy.
being under pressure
He's-
and him coming.
He's not happy about
that.
that because there is no other heroes available. He knows this.
Not at the time he asks it.
What the fuck are you talking about? At the time he's happy, he says, "I'm happy I don't have to go to Prague." He knows the other heroes aren't available. What the fuck are you talking about?
He talks about his identity, and then he does it. That's
What
he
the
does
fuck
it
are
after
you
that
talking
conversation.
about? What?
He fights after that conversation.
What conversation?
The conversation with Fury.
No, he doesn't. He was about to leave and continue his vacation. Alright, bro. I'm done with this. You keep repeating the same shit and you're not, like, we're not getting anywhere. Alright, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Holy shit.
All right, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, you're on the line.
Oh.
What's the disagreement and tell us why?
Hi. That was fast.
Yeah.
My real name's Andrew, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Andrew.
My disagreement is from a recent video that SK made, and I don't believe that the Sam Raimi characters like Toby or the Goblin weren't character assassinated.
You don't believe
Okay,
they
why
were
do you think
character
that?
assassinated?
No, I think they weren't. They still felt like the same people I knew back then.
Okay, well, I guess if we're gonna start with anyone, maybe we'll start with the Goblin, since you mentioned
He was
him, and
really
that was one of the
creepy and
first points.
scary.
Yeah. So, what disagreement do you have with what I said about Goblin?
I still think that with the Green Goblin, even though he's in a new universe, he still has the same goal, and that was to torment Peter Parker like he did with his version with Toby.
Okay, but he wanted to torment him out of revenge, and also he wanted to originally corrupt him so he can bring him onto his side. It's a self-preservation thing.
Yeah, and then when he said no, he said, "All right, then if you're not gonna join me, then I'm gonna destroy you."
Yeah, but he doesn't want Spider-Man to kill him. That's the opposite of what he wants. Yet he wants it in No Way Home, which doesn't make any sense. Yep. But Parker,
Okay.
we can destroy him.
Between you and me, this is coming from someone who loves the ring. Okay,
I love him too. They did him dirty.
I disagree, but to each their own.
What is the disagreement and tell me why?
I'm getting to that. I think that because if you remember in the scene where Strange was telling that all the villains were destined to die in their universes, I
agree. I accounted for that in the video. What I said was that from his perspective, all he needs to do is not get killed by his glider. All he has to do is not use it to kill Toby. And I just want to make it super clear, in the first Raimi movie, he fully believes he can kill him. Like, that's why he drags it out. That's why he doesn't kill him immediately, despite the many opportunities he has in the final battle. He knows he can kill him pretty easily. He knows to play on his morality and use it and to exploit it.
No, that's not true. He doesn't think he can kill him like in a straight up fight. That's why he always like every time they fight.
I agree. I'm saying in the situation that he put him in, he thinks. Yeah. In the situation he put him in, like when he's trying to save the car and all those people and save MJ's life, he believes that in that state, yes, he can kill him. His whole point is attack his heart. So that's why he thinks he's going to win. That's what he decides upon talking to himself as the Green Goblin. And we see him in his suit and gear once he's in the movie in No Way Home. So this would be like while he's on the way to Aunt May's house. So like he already believes he can destroy him. So why would he think like, okay, I get killed by my glider in combat. All right, don't do that. Kill him earlier. It's like it's that simple.
Well, if you know,
when you learn information from the future, you can actively change it.
Well, knowing how the goblins here made Norman insane, I just think like he just wanted to like get under his skin. That's why you see him like.
It made him insane, not stupid. And it doesn't matter because the Goblin Serum makes him want to hold on to his power as much as possible. Remember, I mentioned this in the video. The MCU doesn't have Oscorp. It doesn't have his son when he cares about his son. Why would he want to stay in the MCU? Where the circumstances, by the way, is even worse in the MCU. The only bad circumstance for him in the Raimiverse is that he has to fight Spider-Man, who he knows his identity, he doesn't know his identity, and he can get the drop on him. He thinks he can destroy him. Now, compare that to being in the MCU, where he sees this at the end. He sees that at the end. There's 3 Spider-Men. There's Doctor Strange. What's his plan to take them on? Why would you want to stay here? Why would you want to stay in the universe that doesn't have Oscorp, where you don't have your money, you don't have your wealth, you don't have your fame, you don't have your son, who he wants to uphold his legacy moving forward? Like, this is not where he'd want to stay. He'd be Team Doctor Strange, go home, and then change his destiny.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you told me how I die. Thank you. I'm going to avoid that now.
Okay. First off, when did he say he wanted to stay?
Coward! We have a new world to conquer. What are you talking about?
That too.
Okay, there's no need to laugh at me, okay?
I'm sorry,
That's
it's just
okay.
like, it's one of the most important, like, one of the most blatant scenes in the movie. He destroys the box, like, it's just blatantly there.
I'm just trying to keep this stream as civil as possible and be
No, that's fine, that's fine. He destroys the box, that implies he's gonna stay here. when he should be on Doctor Strange's team.
Oh, well, didn't you also say like in his he wasn't his first plan after he became governor, he was just to get rid of all the Oscorp board members?
He wanted to get rid of the Oscorp board members so he can hold on to his power. He was going to get kicked off. Remember, the mirror scene shows, he says, I'm going to give you what you've always wanted. Power beyond your wildest dreams, and it's only the beginning.
Yes.
That's what he wants.
Yes, I know, but also...
Now he literally has to start over in the MCU. Like, why would he ever want that?
Okay, well, you also, earlier when you saw the Briss thing, he was holding his girlfriend MJ, and that was because he was trying to torture him, seeing like you gotta save your girlfriend or these people, and he was also doing that with in the apartment scene when he killed him, because like no good deed goes unpunished.
What does that have to do with what I said? My point right now is that he should be on Doctor Strange's team.
In my opinion, I don't think Norman would want to trust a wizard guy.
It's not about trusting him, it's about wanting to go home.
Well, okay, well...
I don't even know what reason he has to distrust him. Like, there was no lie. He was being completely honest to Spider-Man while Goblin had no upper hand or anything. There's no reason he would lie. He was about to send them home with the box.
Yeah.
Okay, well... It seems to me... I don't think we'll get into an impasse for this, so let me try something else. The Toby Spider-Man. I think I
Okay,
mentioned
so we're
this
moving to his character?
if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I brought this up when we were in the DMs that like, okay, you said that he gets stuff from stabs, but you forget like this has been years since the events of the trilogy, and he's gotten older. So
Yeah, I've addressed that already. He's stronger than MCU Spider-Man, and he's faster than Andrew's. Andrew can literally dodge lightning.
Points I agree on.
I mean, you can watch Crysis's video scaling it. He literally points out how Toby he's faster in speed than Andrew, who can literally dodge Electro going at the speed of light.
I don't know if that... The only thing I would say about that is I don't know if that for sure proves he's always 100% faster than him. I think it at least proves that they're relative.
Yeah, they're at the very least relative, which is like, yeah, I don't see... I think the point of that scene anyway is just to show, yeah, Toby's the best at this. He's the strongest, he's the fastest,
like the
most experienced.
Yeah.
Well, the point I was going to make for that is that, yes, I agree with you that he's like stronger and faster, but you forget like this was years after the events of the trilogy, and he's older and more.
But why does age matter?
Well, because when you get older, you might not be as strong or as flexible as you were in your young age.
Okay, but
I mean, yeah,
we just established that he's better than younger people, so...
Well, I mean, like, there was literally that one scene where he's like fixing his back because of how old he's gotten.
Nah, pretty much consistently throughout the fight, Toby's performing the best.
But what about
also, Andrew says I have a middle back thing too. It's not just Toby.
Sorry, but like I told you, okay, like in the DMs, like he said I've been stabbed before, so it's barely a flesh wound.
I think the only thing I would say for the whole like the stab puts him out of the fight, he could have got stabbed in the spine and that fucked him up. Maybe that's why.
He did.
Well, he does get up by the end of it, and I doubt he can just heal back a part of his spine if it really got stabbed out of place, so...
Oh, I don't think it was.
I mean, I would just say, I don't know how exactly severe the injury was or whatever, but like if he got stabbed in the middle of like a spine or something, he's like superhuman. I don't see why he can't grow that back, or like his healing factor wouldn't be able to bring that.
Well, he doesn't heal like the same way like Deadpool does, where it's
No,
just
I
like,
know.
oh, you stabbed me there, and like it comes back.
No, I know. I'm not saying it's like it's coming back. I'm saying it was like broken, like his spine was broken or something from it, and like broken bones heal.
Besides, when he got back to his universe...
Well, yeah, I don't think he heals that fast from broken bones, though. Like, that's more of like a Deadpool thing.
And besides, when he got back to his universe, he probably could have gotten attached by MJ.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying he like healed from it. I'm saying like it fucked him up, and he got up. He's not like necessarily healed.
No, yeah, I'm fine with it, like messing with him in some way. I just think completely out of the fight, that's just... Man.
It wasn't completely out of the fight. It was right after the statue.
Well, no, he
got destroyed.
Well, by out of the fight, I mean like he can't do anything at that point.
I don't really think it matters though, like because it's basically the end of the movie at that point. Like even if he stayed in the fight, nothing really.
Yeah, I mean I gave other examples of nerfing as well. If you want to get into those. Like how
Well,
he just, in the statue, couldn't just escape through the gap, even though we've seen him perform way better in Spider-Man 2. Or how he can't, like, dodge the lizard very easily. When, one, Andrew's done this
oh,
many times, and Toby's faster than Andrew.
well, this was his first time being his version of the lizard when his Connors didn't even do that.
Well, it shouldn't matter. Like, a big, bulky creature jumping and grabbing at you, I think Toby should be way better at this. He's able to dodge a glider from speeding straight into him from behind. I mean, that's just nerfing stuff, which I don't even care that much about. We can talk about like actual character assassinations.
Man, if I had a nickel
I
for every
think
time you guys
one
said that
that's
word,
that's very apparent. He died in my arms after he tried to kill me. I don't know.
well, it
What
is
do you
true. He
make of
did
that?
die in his arms.
Well, yeah, but when you say someone died after they tried to kill you, that makes it sound like they died from their own schemes.
Well,
That's something that
maybe it
fits
was just a
Mysterio and the
miswording.
Green Goblin. That doesn't fit Harry.
Maybe it was just a miswording at the time.
Why would he misword it that badly? Like, I, if we talk about how Toby thinks of Harry, I mean, literally at the end of Spider-Man 3, he says, "My friend Harry taught me that he chose to be the best of himself." So why would he frame it as, "Yeah, he died in my arms after he tried to kill me"? He wouldn't remember it that way. He'd remember it
Well,
as he died in my arms after he tried to save me. That was his final, most significant act.
well, if you want a real universe explanation, it was probably because of the your usual MCU humor, which I'm not a fan of.
Which
But
is bad.
well,
It's bad humor because a character assassinates Toby. It's a disrespectful framing of his best friend who died. Why would he ever do that? That's like if
well,
Andrew Garfield said, "Oh yeah, my Uncle Ben died because of chocolate milk." Like what?
that's the
Why would
what?
he ever say that?
I don't think that what you're saying is permanent, dude.
What do you mean it's not permanent?
It doesn't have to be permanent. Nothing's permanent. The only thing permanent is impermanence. But I mean, that's just,
Very funny.
we're talking about like what he would do in the moment. I think the fact that he disrespects his best friend's death for no reason, I think that is character assassination.
Well,
Like, imagine if Spider-Man disrespected Uncle Ben's death. Does that really make sense?
well, obviously no, and that didn't happen.
Right. So the same would apply with Harry.
Well, come on, think. Well, this is the best I can think of. You guys are allowed to think what you think, but I don't. I still think that having the characters that we were talking about was a joy to see in my eyes, especially when like they reunite Alfred and Toby. But this is just how I feel.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a cool scene. I'll admit. I wish Toby cared way more about Otto's safety in the third act, though, instead of
Well, I
just
mean, didn't you feel
ignoring
like
him.
Dr. Octavius? No.
Well, no. What I'm talking about is the fact that he knows that Ned can just track people down with the sling ring, but doesn't think to say, "Hey, can we track down Otto? What happened with Otto?" And Tom would be like, "Oh yeah, Otto, he was shot down by Electro." So he'd be like, "Oh my God, what happened? Is he okay? Can we get him over here? We
Well,
also need him alive to, like, save his world from getting destroyed by his fucking fusion reactor." So like that's
well, my
just two
guess is that they
reasons why
didn't
it's a
think about
problem
it
to
at the
not
time.
reach Doc Ock. One, he cares about him. Two, he needs to save the world.
Well, my guess is that they probably didn't think of it at the time.
Why would he not have thought of him?
Well,
Why would he not think of the safety of one of the people he's trying to save?
to be honest, I really don't know. But I'm trying my best to think of some good arguments.
It's cause he's character assassinated.
Making I'm really starting to get annoyed by that word. No offense.
Well, I mean, it applies in this context. I don't know what to say.
Well,
all right. Let me ask you something. Do you think anybody in anything you dislike has ever been character assassinated?
that's a tough question. Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi?
All right, so why is he character?
Well, there you go.
Okay, so why is he character assassinated?
Because in the original trilogy, even he was supposed to be the beacon of light, trying to bring the Jedi back in, and even though his father was evil, he still tried to bring him back to the light, because he said, like, I can feel the good in you, the conflict. But when The Last Jedi came along, we see that even though he saw darkness in Kylo, he still tried to kill him. And then
Right.
he just leaves and becomes a hermit on an island.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is an established character with a set of morals and motivations and personality goes against those in a future installation. So you consider that character assassination, right?
I guess.
So why is it not the same with Toby?
Well, because to me, it still felt like it's the same Spider-Man I knew that we last saw in 2007. Sure, there were some small things that weren't added, but still, to me at least, felt like I'm watching my childhood.
I mean, that's fine, but there's no, you can't deny that he's out of character in that scene. Like, whether you like moments with him throughout the movie, that's fine. I do as well. I still like No Way
Okay,
Home.
sure, some of the moments in the 5 were a little off to me, but it didn't like destroy how I felt about him like it did for you guys.
I mean, I didn't say it destroyed how I felt about him. I said I still like the movie. I just think it's a problem.
Yeah.
I meant like I didn't have. Let me rephrase that. I didn't have a problem with like you guys did.
Well, I mean, like, why is it not a problem for the same, like, because I'm arguing from, like, the same basis we'd argue against Luke Skywalker. He does something out of character from what we know beforehand. So what we know about Toby beforehand is that he cares about Otto's safety, and he also cares about the safety of his entire world. So if Otto's just out there, possibly not safe, possibly at risk of death, he'd want to reach out to him as soon as possible because, one, he cares about him, and two, Otto's needed to save the world from getting sucked in by the sun. So
Well-
yes, Toby would want to reach him like ASAP.
You know,
When like the
that's-
last they would have heard of him was him being shocked by Electro.
Thank you
Yes,
for the
well,
$5.
this actually is making me think
I
of-
might make a video on Agatha all along
Of
if I watch it. I
Spider-Man
haven't watched
2.
it yet.
I'm
I'll
not
probably just wait for the show
criticizing
to
this
be
thing
out.
like if we're gonna put your logic into it, when he
Which Spider-Man
like,
2?
the Toby one,
Uh-huh.
when he finds him at like the train and then the bank station, he's like fighting and punching the hell out of him and not like caring about like, oh wait, this is my mentor.
What does that have to do with anything? Like,
Because you
he's
said,
punching him and stuff so he can knock him out. He's a threat to everyone's safety. That's what he's trying to do. He's not trying to kill him.
Well, you just said, he cares about him, and yet if you
Yeah,
look
but
at
he
that,
has to do that. He has to punch him out to save everybody's lives.
in fact, my head's
He
thinking,
has to
like,
do that. He doesn't have to leave Otto behind. Leaving Otto behind does nothing. In fact, if anything, it just makes it more likely that Otto dies, and by extension, an entire world gets destroyed.
this is
Whereas
something-
in this case, if he doesn't attack Otto, if he doesn't hit him, if he doesn't try to knock him out, then Otto's just gonna keep attacking people.
this is starting to sound like Miguel here, canon logic.
Well, no, it's not.
What?
That's not canon event logic. Even Miles, who's against the canon event logic, he fights his villains, even though he doesn't want to kill them.
All right. Same Raimi Spider-Man. Let's say your dad was about to shoot up a mall, and you had a tranquilizer dart. Are you gonna stop it? Are you gonna use that on your dad?
Well, and you had to bring that up. Well, it's a tough question because I still love
What's
him. and I
tough
don't-
about that question? Would you just let him shoot up the mall?
Well, of course not.
Exactly. So that doesn't mean you don't care about your dad. That means you're stopping him from doing something so that, you know.
Right.
Well, did my best on this, but that's all I got.